what else have I been up to? Oh yeah, so this past weekend I went to a convention. Every year there's this like little anime convention here in my small island in the middle of the goddamn ocean. And like I was thinking this the whole time. I didn't want to sound like an a-hole. Like I didn't want to sound like a jerk or like a freaking I didn't want to sound like a what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to sound like a freaking wait, my mind is blank. What didn't I want to sound like? A hipster. I didn't want to sound like a hipster, but like I feel like ever since I went to TwitchCon, no other convention, especially, well, at least no convention here in my little freaking island can ever live up to TwitchCon. Because of the size and also like the, you know, it was a very meaningful convention to me, I feel like. Wait, sorry. Sorry, I feel like I have crap in my throat. Not like literal crap, but, you know. Anywho, so yeah, I went to the convention, and yeah, it did feel quite smaller than TwitchCon, obviously. And you know what was actually surprising to me? There were actually a lot of the artists and booths that I saw at TwitchCon at the little convention here in Hawaii, which was really surprising to me. Like there was Pixel Empire was there, USP was there, which funnily enough was where I bought pretty much all of the gifts that I got for my friends from TwitchCon, and then they just end up here. So it's like, what was the point? And then there was Mashi Box, which I got a really cute tote from Mashi Box. It's like it looks like the Cup Noodle logo, but it's like a little, like, I don't even know what kind of an animal it is. It looks like a corgi or something. But yeah, so I went out on, also, is the music okay, guys? Getting music on my stream is still an eternal struggle for me, because I can't figure it out, or not that I can't figure it out, it's just like it's such a hassle for me to try to get music on my stream. So now I'm just playing the Mario Kart but I'm just playing the Mario Kart soundtrack through the game. And then that's how we're getting our background music. It's not lo-fi or anything, but it's the Mario Kart soundtrack, so that's pretty cool. That's one instance I got, like this very specific instance where I actually like the fact that video games now have a little soundtrack like feature. Like they did that in Mario Kart, they did it in Smash Bros, and I think they had it in Princess Peach too. Princess Peach Showtime. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm like going all over the place. Yeah, so I went on Friday, and I got there at, so yeah, first of all, Friday I had my day off because it was Good Friday, so there was no way I was gonna wake up any time early at all. So I think I set my alarm for 10 o'clock a.m. By the time I left the house, it was like 11 or 11:30. So I got there maybe like 12:30, 12:45-ish. And so usually whenever this convention is going on, like the parking at the convention center is so bad. So there's never ever parking at the convention center. So I usually park across the street and then just walk there. So I parked across the street, walked to the convention center. By the time I get there, it's like, I don't know, like 1 o'clock. And then I show up to the goddamn convention center, and this is where I was like, okay, I'm gonna film this because maybe I want to rant about it. I show up to the convention center. Wait, why isn't my desktop working? Hello? Can we do this one? Hello? Working? Okay. I show up to the goddamn convention center, and like, there's a goddamn line outside of the convention center. So like, so over here on the left is the like the entrance to the convention center, and then there's all these freaking people like lined up outside. I was freaking out. And then, so I took some videos. Here's me in the line of said convention center. And so I'm standing there with all kinds of people. Oh, you know what was so sad? Holy crap. So, okay, so here's the line, like, so the convention center, so this line, you can see it like wraps around, and the entrance is like on the other side of this wall here. It was so sad. I was standing behind this guy, and listen, I don't want to judge people. I'm not judging anybody, I feel like, but I was standing behind someone who I think was very clearly, you know, like, I think socially awkward, which I mean, as a socially awkward person myself, it's like, well, who am I to judge? But I was standing behind someone who I feel like was kind of, you could tell was kind of, you know, timid and kind of just like, yeah, overall just socially awkward. Once again, who I'm not a judge of that, but, so I'm standing behind this guy, and then these people start like going through the lines and trying to sell stuff or like promote stuff, and like I felt like I was in goddamn like Las Vegas. Like when I was in Vegas, like there were so many free, you know, when like you walk the Las Vegas strip and there's like people trying to sell you everything. So I'm standing in this line and I feel like I'm in Las Vegas with people like walking through the line trying to sell stuff. There was a lady trying to sell tattoos or something, and like but yeah, these people started walking up and like trying to sell their like album or whatever, yeah, their CD, and the kind of like awkward, the kind of like timid, like kind of awkward guy I was standing in front of, they walk up to him specifically, like they basically choose him out of the whole line and say, hey, check out our album. And they weren't nice. I will say that was one thing that was very like annoying to me, was that they weren't like polite or anything. They were basically like, I would honestly kind of say like, in some ways like kind of, you know, like freaking assaulting people. No, I'm not assaulting people, but they were like, they were very like pushy about buy our CD, and then they tell this guy to, if they tell this guy for like a dollar or $5 donations, and the guy says, oh, I only have 20s on me, and then he gives the guy gives the freaking artist selling the CD $20, and then the artist guy says, oh wait, what about my homies over here? They need some money too. And so the guy gives $20 to 2 other people. He gives $60 for 3 people selling their, not even selling their album, but like giving their album through this line. It was wild, and I was like, oh, that like broke my heart. To lose $60 on 3 people who are just kind of like howling people in this line to listen to their music and follow them on Instagram. That was the other thing too. They forced him to take out his phone and follow them on Instagram. But then he said he didn't have an Instagram because he doesn't like social media. So yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Yeah, but anyway. Oh, and then, sorry, conclusion to the story. After about 30 minutes goes by and we're still waiting in this line, the guy who gave gave away all the money was like, okay, this line is too long, I'm leaving. And then he left. So basically, he waited in line for 30 minutes, gave $60 to 3 people who were forcing their CD upon people, and then left. Didn't even go in the convention and then just left. And I felt so bad. I was like, holy crap, that's like the worst, that's like the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was, yeah. But, like surprisingly, they didn't come up to me. They didn't ask me to give them money or take their CD. Do I give off like tough guy energy or something? No, I shouldn't say that. I don't. Look at, honestly, look at me. Do I give off tough guy energy? Look, I don't want to like brag or anything. I've been hitting the gym a bit, but check that out. Luckily, I wouldn't know what to do in that situation, so I do feel bad because I wouldn't know what to do. If 3 guys came up to you and like tried to get you to give them money for their album, like what would you do? But yeah, oh yeah, so this was the front. So the reason this line was going out the convention center all the way around the goddamn like convention center was because they started putting in these metal detectors. And on the first day, so this was on Friday, they only had 3 metal detectors at the entrance. So there was one line going on the right side of the convention center, one line going on the left, and then they just kind of converge here at 3 metal detectors. And so that's why it was taking so long. And then I don't know anything about security, so like I don't know how metal detectors work, but it was a very weird thing where basically the point of the metal detectors was that you take off all of the things that you're wearing that are metal. So like I had to take off my watch and my phone and my keys, etc., and my backpack. You put it in like a little, like it's almost like an airport security little bucket, and then you just walk through the metal detector, and then they just pass you along your little basket. So like in terms of like security, I guess like it's that, I guess like you're not able to have anything like metal objects on your actual body, but if you bring it in your backpack, that's totally fine. Like they weren't checking the backpacks or anything. So I don't know, it was weird. It was very, very strange. I was honestly quite frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, standing in the sun for an hour and then to realize that it's just metal detectors that's keeping up this freaking entire line. I'm not gonna lie, I was in kind of a pissy mood. Like not gonna, by the time I got to the front, I was kind of in a pissy mood. And then so it made me think of like, you know, because in prior years at this convention, the lines were still long, but I feel like you would at least be able to get into the convention center. Like that was 2 years ago when I went here, they at least had the lines inside of the convention center, so you're not standing in the freaking sun. So I imagine, so like it brings up the question of like, would you rather be safe with the metal detectors or be not safe but stand inside of the convention center? And it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's probably a middle ground between that. But yeah, luckily from what I hear, throughout the weekend they added more metal detectors, so the lines went smoother. Actually, by the time I got into the convention center here, there wasn't a line. I don't know what the heck happened. But that was wild. That was wild. So that already was like, oh yeah, and then you go inside of here, you wait in an hour line, go inside, and then you wait in another line. To actually like, because that was the thing. When I first got to the outdoor line, I asked I asked the kind of socially awkward guy who spent $60 on those CDs. I asked him like, oh, is this like the line? Because there were 2 lines, so I was like, oh, are the lines different? So I asked the guy like, oh, like, you know, is this the line for the, like, for registration or to get in? Because I looked in the line and there were some people already with their badges. Oh yeah, that was another way. That was the other thing, like really weird. Like the line was like like whether you had a pass or not, you had to wait in this line. So, because usually in prior years, that was sort of that was why the line was so long, was because people wanted to get their passes on the day of. They've been doing this thing where like they give out passes at random events before this convention. So like I think like a month ago or something, they were giving out passes, so you could get your pass early. You wouldn't have to like wait in the line, but then there was a line anyway. Even if you did have a pass, it was not that. But then yeah, you go inside and then you have to wait in another line. It was wild. I was surprised because I feel like the line at TwitchCon was so much smoother, which I mean, obviously it's a bigger convention center. It's a bigger company. In fact, I think I read online, I think this is a non-profit that runs this. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like it could have been way better. Like at TwitchCon, you would line up outside the convention center until the doors opened at 9 o'clock, and then as soon as it hit 9 o'clock, then like everybody like went in, like pretty very, very quickly. So that was wild. Yeah. So then I go in, I don't know, I don't think I took any video. Also, wait, I need a mint real quick. But yeah, Friday, I met up with some friends, and it was really nice because, I don't usually get to see said friends very often. In fact, I tweeted about it. Like, yeah, I don't get to see said friends too often, so reconnecting with friends who I haven't seen in a long time, it like really like gives me like a nice like warm feeling. Like it's really nice to connect with old friends. And it feels like, you know, because I've been friends with these people for like 9 years at this point, and so it's nice to have like friendships where it's like, even if you aren't physically like with each other all the time and like time passes, but as soon as you get back together, it's like, you know, it's like no time passes. And I think that's I like that kind of friendship I really do appreciate, and like pretty much every friendship I have I feel like is like that, which I'm very appreciative for, I'm very grateful for. So basically I have really great friends that I am very appreciative for. But yeah, Friday, yeah, I just met up with some friends and we walked around, and that was pretty much it. Oh, I was talking to them about the documentary with the big N. I don't want to say because last time I mentioned them, they tried to cancel my stream. Also, hello, 1000 Year Door 2004. What the heck, I never unfollowed. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I'm just telling some stories about what I've been up to this past weekend. But yeah, so Friday I just kind of like walked around the convention. I think I'm pretty sure I took some video of it. Oh, I did, but it's on. Let me see. Oh, I guess I didn't. But yeah, I will say, like, once again, trying not to sound like a hipster or anything, I felt like after going to TwitchCon, which felt like a very big, like, large-scale convention, anytime I go to a convention here in my little state of Hawaii, it's never gonna feel as big. But size doesn't matter, right, guys? I'm not a size king. Anyway, so Sunday I had to go early. I got there at 9 in the morning, so I had to wake up at 7, which I'm not a morning person, so that was rough. But anything for my friends. My friends asked me to record their performance at this convention, and wait, what's the sound? Oh wait, the sound's not even coming through, so we should be fine. And yeah, so I went and took video. I posted the video I made for them last year on my vlog channel. So yeah, they asked me to film them, and then yeah, it's like they're so cool. They are so cool. Like, yeah, my friends are so cool. I never like, it never ceases to amaze me how cool my friends are. So it was very cool. But one thing I will say, wait here, I'll keep it on like a freeze frame so I can talk about this. The one thing I will say, I brought my big camera for this because I wanted to shoot, this is all like nerdy talk. I wanted to shoot 4K 60 frames per second for this. So I brought my really big camera with my and then I wanted to, because last year I brought one of my lenses, but then this year I wanted to bring a lens where it has more zoom on it, so it's like a bigger lens. And so I had my big camera and my big lens, and like people are standing in front of me, and as we all know, I am a short 5'2" king. So I'm there standing amongst all of these people, many of whom are like, feel like they're like as tall as the ceiling. Not really, but I'm just very short. So I'm standing there with my giant camera, my giant lens, and I'm like holding it up like this. Ew, I hate trying to imitate that. And like, yeah, today my shoulders hurt. My shoulders and my arms feel like broken, but it's all worth it, of course. But yeah, it was very and like I could tell too, because I'm there holding up my giant camera and my giant lens, and my arms are shaking. I have shaky hands. So yeah, that was a time, but we got it done. And yeah, once again, like, and yeah, so I'm very like grateful to have these friendships. I've been lucky enough to call these really cool people friends for the last 9 years. Very grateful for, and so yeah, I appreciate them letting me film them. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. We walked around some more afterwards, and then I went home.